the pink and teal all around. The Hurricanes in their home white uniforms with canes in orange across the chest, orange letters, orange and green trim. Cameron Williams to tip things off with Isdil Natabu, and FIU controls the opening possession as we are set for a great night of basketball here on a Tuesday at the Watsco Center. Paris Atkins to the corner. FIU tries one early, and it's nothing but net. Tanasia Hayes from deep.
You know, FIU comes out very quickly, very strong in their first quarter. We know that they have the ability to break the clock and score over 100. So Miami's defense is going to have to be a challenge for FIU.
The Hurricanes off to a perfect 3-0 start. FIU 1-2, but you mentioned the 100 points. FIU a program record 132 points in their season opener.
I can't fathom scoring 132 points in a collegiate basketball game. Doesn't matter who you're playing, 132 is 132, right?
It seems like video game numbers. Haley Cavender put some of those up in the last game, and she's fouled on the way up here.
Very aggressive coming into the game. How she approaches every game. Phenomenal free throw shooter. Great rebounder as a guard. And just a tremendous leader for this Hurricanes team.
They're going to say she was not on the way up. Miami will get it underneath the basket. Again, Cavender, 31 points against Florida, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. First ever player with that stat line in program history. Haley's going to redirect the offense for Miami. Use the screen from Williams. Haley finds Roberts. Jazz into the paint. Nowhere to go, timer running down, looking for Hannah. One on the timer and a shot clock violation.
You don't see that often. Kudos to the defense for the Panthers for having active hands, aggressive defense. You know, they had 2 fouls in the first 30 seconds of the game, but they are setting the tone.
Hurricanes coming off that emotional win on the road at Florida. Took down Stetson and Jacksonville before that. FIU won the opener, have lost the last 2, but the Panthers with a quick 5-0 lead.
You kind of think they're playing for the players that they have injured. They're going through a lot of adversity, and sometimes, you know, you see who's ready to play and who's ready to be the next man up.
Hurricanes looking for a bucket, scoreless over the first 90 seconds. Timer counting down. Haley Cavender going to work. Pulls it up from the elbow, too strong, and FIU corrals. It's Paris Atkins. Kicks to the corner, another triple try. Left it short, but a foul. Tamara, we had talked off air before the game. You asked me. Miami's gone with the same starting lineup since the second game. Jasmine Roberts came off the bench that first game. You know, that was a little surprising. Coach Culp kind of talked about, was easing her way back in. No surprise that Jazz in the starting lineup, obviously, a veteran. But you had talked about maybe some changes and, you know, the size being the factor over the season. And we're seeing it early for FIU, leads to a second chance bucket.
Absolutely. Miami has a deep bench. Coach goes very deep into her bench. And, you know, this is a difficult situation for Coach Culp to be in. Not only just inheriting a new team, but a new team inheriting each other with that transfer portal. So I think that those lineups will shift a little bit to see which unit works best.
When you think of Miami Hurricanes women's basketball, probably even basketball, you think of Katie Meyer, right?
Absolutely.
And it's different, maybe a little weird to see Trisha Cullop on the sideline. Not because it's Trisha, because it's not Katie. No matter who it was going to be different.
Yeah, I'm getting used to that. You know, I was one of the players that, you know, when Coach Katie Meyer first came to Miami, it was my senior year, and she inherited a new team. And so we're kind of seeing that all over again. But again, it's a little different because not only does she have a new team, how many transfers are here for this Miami team that has to gel together in a really quick way?
11 newcomers for the Hurricanes. 10 of their 15 players are upperclassmen, and they've got to dig themselves out of an early 7-0 hole. Miami scoreless over the first 2:18.
Well, Miami has a lot of experience on their team. You know, we have players from Mississippi State and Notre Dame and championship mindsets, and so I'm sure that'll rub off. The Miami that we're seeing right now is not going to be the Miami that we see come March.
Marshall in the corner. Too strong. Jasmine Roberts, the offensive board, takes a couple dribbles. Through contact, no good. Cameron Williams cleans up the mess. The transfer from Michigan, making her presence felt in the early going. Had 9 points in that win against Florida. She's got 2 early.
Hard heads on those screens from Miami.
Seems like that could be a matchup to watch in the post. They're going to call a traveling violation. Diata did not put the ball on the deck before taking a couple steps.
As we know, we'll see a lot of substitutions for this Miami team.
Hurricanes went 10 deep against Florida. They've gone as deep as 11 this year. Daniela Abis, the first to check in tonight for Miami. Ahnay Adams gets caught up, and a foul called on Diata.
FIU is not careful. They'll find themselves in a situation where they are in the bonus very early in the first quarter.
Already 3 fouls on FIU, something you do not want to let Miami do. 81.5% at the line this year. Haley Cavender can't get the step through to go.
Oh, beautiful move.
Had everything but the finish. Well, that would have been a highlight play. Diata unable to knock it down. Miami
had a bunch
out
of
and running. Haley Cavender with a mismatch to Marshall in the corner. Yes! A little 5-0 burst for Miami.
Been very consistent from the 3-point area. You know, last game, Miami shot 41% from beyond the arc. The FIU is not going to be allow them to shoot freely from 3.
An up and under move, no good. An offensive board, but not the move and the step back. That seems to be the matchup that FIU might try and go to. Isnel Natabu, the senior, the Iowa State transfer, kind of a little advantage down low.
It's a big body.
Ahnay Cavender goes to work on that body, can't get it to go, and FIU will take over.
I wonder if the size is deterring those shots, or, you know, just put a little extra on it and trying to get it up over her. I mean, that's tremendous size and a good defensive weapon for FIU.
Changes on both sides. Lucia Flita Robles, who brings the ball across the timeline, back in there for FIU. Since their season opener, that's a big get back for the Panthers. She goes to work, and a pretty finish down the lane.
Oh my gosh, very crafty around the rim. I know they're excited to have her back.
Ahnay Adams with a head of steam through contact, and she's fouled. Make it foul number 4 on the Panthers.
Number 4. This is one of the units. We see this amazing shot, but this is one of the units from Miami that is, I call them the road runner unit. Up and down the court very quickly, aggressive on defense, getting out and run. This is the transition team.
It's the freshman Ahnay Adams at the line. She's now 7 for 7 at the charity stripe in her collegiate career. I just gave her the broadcaster's jinx, of course. She fights through the pain, make it 8 for 8.
I was holding my breath there for a moment.
We're just doing our job.
That's
all it is. We got to give the information. After it was a quick FIU burst, the 7-0 run, the Hurricanes have fought their way back a little bit. 11-7, nearing the midway mark in this first quarter. Pitts to Flita Robles, strokes it from deep. And an offensive board, and FIU resets. Atkins, crisscross, knocked away by Abi. Here comes that road runner unit. Adams kicks to the corner, Rogers from 3. And a foul called the other way. This time it's on Adams down low.
I like the pace that both teams are playing with, the aggression that both teams are playing with right now.
It's an early FIU FIU lead here at the Watsco Center. The Panthers up 11-7 in the battle of the 305.
Please welcome the honorary coach of the game, B.J. Abel.
All right, Kate fans, we know that it's Sebastian's birthday, but he actually has a gift for you all. That's right, it is time for the t-shirt toss! If you want a t-shirt, Kate fans, I need you up on your feet out of those seats. We got Sebastian and his friends hanging out t-shirts. Victor V, Stanley C. Panther, Charlie the Rooster, Billy the Marlin, and of course, Mr. Maniac, all hanging out with us tonight. Hey fans, if you want a t-shirt, get up and make some noise! Oh, you can do better than that, Hey fans. If you want a t-shirt, I said make some noise! We got Sebastian and all his besties on the floor tonight, and one more t-shirt Kane fan. Who is our loudest fan in the stands? Oh, you gotta prove him. Hey, happy birthday.
A look at the resume of Jessica Burks-Wiley, her first head coaching job. And Tamara, she's done a great job with this FIU program. They had an awesome season last year, and you know, early going, they're up against the Hurricanes.
Absolutely. You wouldn't be able to tell that they're missing one of their most important players. I know that she has surrounded her staff around, her players around, a staff that's going to develop not only the players that are playing, but the bench, because we know that it's a mentality of next man up. And with her resume and what she's been able to accomplish, she's doing just that.
An accomplished player in her own right, an assistant at North Florida, and now leading the Panthers in a battle of the 305. Up early against the Hurricanes in the first quarter at the Watsco Center. Feed it into the post and not to do. Now outside, Panthers working around. Robles from three, too much, but the presence down low from Notaboo again. And it leads to an extra opportunity for FIU, and Robles is fouled.
Miami is having a problem putting a body on her. I mean, boxing out to me is just all effort.
You mentioned it from the jump, the Hurricanes starting lineup. Not small by any stretch of the imagination. Got a couple of 5'6" guards in there. Got some size down low, 6'3", 6'4". But you mentioned just the physical presence of Eastdale Notaboo, and it's paid off for FIU early.
Absolutely, Miami can't come out in such a lull. And I mentioned that lineup just because I know how aggressive FIU and other teams, they really come, and how big the guards are and how aggressive they are. And, you know, I think that it won't be sustainable in the long run.
A miss from the freshman Leah Harmon. And FIU composed, controlled, up by 6 with 6 gone in the first quarter. It's Notaboo again, out of control, grabs her own offensive board on Williams. Able to redirect it, but FIU cleans up the mess once again.
6 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. Coach trying to find a unit that is willing to play and go after those loose balls.
Now make it 7 with that one, Tamara. They've got 7 offensive rebounds. The Hurricanes have 4 rebounds overall.
And that we see with the reflection of the score.
And more than anything, it's obviously led to some second chance points for the Panthers.
Absolutely.
So Trisha Culp shuffles the deck again. Looking for the right combination tonight. Miami has not been able to find it thus far. The freshman Leah Harmon at the line. Guard from Paterson, New Jersey. 2 of 4 at the line this year. They get 3 of 5. 5-star guard. 9th ranked point guard in the class by Prospects Nation. Just played 4 points against Florida. So Miami looking for a spark. She knocks down a pair.
I really like her game. Very poised at the point guard position. Takes what the defense gives her. She gives them a sense of peace and not rushing anything.
Panthers shooting 40% from the floor thus far. Again, the 7 offensive rebounds for FIU. No need to clean that up. Tanaja Hayes connects.
You know, I spoke a little bit about how FIU really gets out in the first quarter and probably has their best quarter in the first 10 minutes.
Haley Cavender back in for Miami, directing traffic, finds Rogers. She tries her luck from deep, no good. And they're gonna turn, let's see what they got here, Tamara. Refs are getting together. They're gonna say Miami will keep the basketball.
Oh, Jasmine Roberts was adamant about she did not hit that ball last.
Here's another look at it. Jazz up there, but over the top was Pitts to poke it out of bounds. Miami back with their starters on the floor. Roberts through contact, can't get the bunny to go, but she corrals her own miss, puts it back up, and puts it down.
Second time's a charm. That's the sweet spot. You can't let Jasmine Roberts have open looks at that part of the basket.
Jazz, one of just 3 players left on the roster for the Hurricanes from their Elite 8 run a couple years ago, and she's doing the dirty work with that steal. Haley Cavender ahead, Natalia Marshall the layup.
Easiest bucket that Miami has gotten so far in this first quarter.
The transfer from Notre Dame in the scoring column with 5 thus far. Miami back within 4. Pitts going to work. Tries from 3, no good. Marshall the board. His pace picking up as well. Haley Cavender now slows it down. Miami will run something in the half court. Roberts down to Marshall. Takes a dribble, puts it up, gets the member's belt.
Nice move. Sweet move.
And just like that, it's a 2-point game. Miami a 6-0 run over the last minute and 10 seconds. They've made 3 straight shots. Diata up top to Atkins. As FIU has slowed things down.
Yeah, I think they're just a little winded.
The blocking foul called. Natabu and Marshall were exchanging blows. Miami wanted it charged.
Oh, you have to give her a
FIU
chance.
gets the block.
Yeah, you got to give her a chance to have 2 feet on the ground before you make that contact. So that's why that call didn't go that way.
And of course, now Natalia Marshall, 2 personal fouls. She's got to head to the bench. Since that starting unit came back in for the Hurricanes, they were finding some luck because Natabu, who's at the line, was having her way down low.
This has been a trend for Marshall. She's kind of found herself in some foul trouble, and that has taken her from off the court. And she has the ability from the post position to spread that defense.
Transfer misses the pair. Miami takes advantage and ties it up on the lane from Roberts.
Miami has settled down.
Making an 8-0 run for the Hurricanes. FIU hasn't scored in more than 2 minutes. A spin move from Atkins and a pretty finish.
FIU's answering back.
Boy, have the highlight reel lay-ins been on display. Ahnay Adams gets some help from Abis. To Roberts in the corner. On the baseline, lays it off to Williams, flips it in. And a high-scoring first quarter, 19 apiece. Here, as FIU counts it down, a 10-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Pitts a wide-open triple. Too strong, Roberts the board. And Miami gives it right back. Right to Atkins, a fight for the loose ball. And they get tied up. Possession arrow with Miami.
FIU just looking a little winded. I know they can't wait until these 15 seconds are over so they can regroup and reset.
Hurricanes will have the last shot in this first quarter. It was all FIU early, but a late surge for Miami over the first 10 minutes of this game. They've made 5 straight shots. And a Cavender to bring it across the timeline. Hands off to Jasmine Roberts. Clock at 5, Roberts pulls it up, in and out. FIU pulls it down. Atkins with the timer running down. Lost track. And that's where things stand after 10 minutes in Coral Gables. FIU 19. It is 19-19 after 10 minutes of action at the Watsco Center. Timer running down for FIU and a traveling violation called.
FIU having a little trouble right now running their offense. Miami a little more aggressive on the defensive end.
That first quarter, it was all FIU early, got out to a 7-0 lead, and then the shots started falling for Miami as they clawed their way back. Ahnay Adams bounces it to Haley, flips it up, and flips it in.
Miami's doing a better job on the boards, which is giving them more confidence offensively, and things are just starting to click just a little bit.
First lead of the night for the Miami Hurricanes, up 21-19. Down the lane is Atkins, and rolls it home.
Set back at you.
These two teams can score the basketball, and that might be an understatement. Again, FIU, 132 points in its season opener. That's a program record. Miami coming off an 83-point performance on the road at Florida. Abis in the corner, yes! Daniela Abis from deep.
Long 2, and again, another post player that can really stretch out that FIU defense and open it up a little bit to be able to create.
And they're gonna say her foot was on the line, a long 2. It puts Miami back up by a pair. Robles uses the screen. Timer running down into the corner. Diata works the baseline, and it charged.
Just can't seem to get it going offensively. Not really getting into the gut of the defense as they were in the first quarter.
A 7-0 run to start this game for FIU. Hurricanes have outscored the Panthers 23-14 since. Haley Cavender, the overhead pass to her twin, Hannah, who throws it away.
You know, Coach Cullop has a culture, and she told me that what she wants to do with this Miami team is feed the ball inside. So if we see a couple of mistakes or bad passes, it's just because the offense, from Coach Cullop's perspective, it's going to run through her post play.
You mentioned the post play. That was an area emphasis for FIU early. They were taking advantage of the offensive boards. They had 7 offensive rebounds since, at the start of the game, since 0. So Miami's kept them off to just 1 shot.
Miami is now in a zone.
Changing up the defensive look. and FIU finds an answer. A triple try left it short, and a rebound for Haley Cavender. Haley crisscross, coast to coast, right hand, and lays it in.
She loves that from left to right, finishing on the right side of the basket. She is so good at that, and just being able to get that defensive rebound and get up and down the court in less than 10 seconds.
Miami extends its lead to 4. Valero Rodriguez in the game for the first time tonight. Her first shot rattles in and out. Ahnay Adams bounces it to Roberts. Roberts fouled on the way up. Oh, Haley Cavender had 31 points against Florida. This might be the prettiest basket she scored, even including those 31 points.
Just has the ability to get you a little bit off guard, and she finishes really well going right from left to right, as we see constantly cutting through the gut of the defense. Giving them a 4-point lead.
Jasmine Roberts shooting 2 shots.
Mentioned the 4-point lead. It's number 4, Jasmine Roberts at the line. A senior from Jacksonville. It's been a staple of this Miami program over the last 4 years. Her first freebie is perfect.
She's such a pleasure off the court as well.
She's been perfect at the line this year. 9 and 9, make it 10 and 10. You mentioned off the court. Tamara, I know you got a little more free time on your hands. The public office is in the rearview mirror by a day. Jasmine Roberts, a broadcast journalism major. She might be coming for your seat one of these days.
You know, she just interviewed me this past Saturday, I believe, or Sunday, for a documentary that her and her classmate is doing. And, you know, just like I said, such a beautiful spirit off the court, and you just know that's why she has the great success that she has on the court.
Stewart bounces it out to Atkins. People thought she walked. She does not get the lay-in to go, and Miami out and running. Ahnay Cavender finds Williams, free throw line jumper, and Miami is rolling, and FIU needs a timeout. An 8-0 run for the Hurricanes, an 8-point lead for the Hurricanes. And boy, has Miami gotten out and running. This time, Cavender to Williams, and Miami up 29-21 here at the Wasco Center.
It's time for the first bit of the game. Tonight's bit of the game is Michaela Greenfield. Thank you so much for your support and your commitment to the Miami Hurricanes.
All right, Hurricanes, it is a very special day, as we have said. So please join me in wishing a wonderful happy birthday to Sebastian for his
You heard the rendition of Happy Birthday from Tamara James. It's a party for Sebastian Yves. Happy 66th birthday. He's got all his best friends in the house tonight. No other way you'd want it for the mascot for the Miami Hurricanes.
And Sebastian's drinking from the fountain of youth.
He looks good for 66. And Miami's got plenty to celebrate, not just off the court with Sebastian. They've got plenty to celebrate on the court as well. Up by 8, an 8-0 run, and a chance to make it more. Rogers fakes the three, finds Abis up top. Missed it all, and it'll stay right there at an 8-point cushion.
Looked like it was going in, just a little bit short. But Miami, in the active hands that they have, they're on an 8-2 run, maybe an 8-0 run, and they have really put a spark plug in them. Coach Culp and her staff.
FIU looking for an answer without a bucket over the last 3 minutes and 10 seconds. They'll try their luck from deep, in and out. And the pace has really shifted in this game. Miami has gotten out and run. It's led to a lot of success for the Hurricanes. Cameron Williams can't get it to go, and FIU corrals. They'll run right back the other way. It's James, and she knocks it home.
Little Euro step.
Little Euro step, and that last name, James, has scored a few buckets in this building.
You know, just a couple.
No relation, I gather?
No relation. I probably would have brought that up at the beginning of the broadcast.
Haley Cavender through some contact. They're going to say it was all basketball. And FIU right back the other way into the corner. Rodriguez. It's short and a board for Abis.
Miami doing a much better job on the defensive glass. Has allowed them to get out and run and do what they do best.
Rogers knocks down the triple try and an answer for the Hurricanes.
Rogers has a quick trigger. I followed her a little bit last year. She can really fill it up and get it up there.
Spent 3 years at DePaul, went to Mississippi State for a season. Now in the orange and green, no matter where she's gone, she's knocked down shots from deep. Atkins down the lane, and she's fouled on the way up. She looks like she got the brunt of that contact. Is the physicality picking up? The pace has picked up. Again, Miami without Natalia Marshall in this quarter at the moment. She picked up 2 fouls in that first quarter. She's been on the bench ever since. You'd imagine she'll probably stay there the rest of the half.
I think so.
Miami looking for some size. They go to the redshirt freshman, Aurora Amon.
Marshall's so good. She started off the year with a 20-point game. We know that she can fill it up from the outside. You know, she stretches. She has the ability to stretch the defense. And, you know, just came from winning a championship with Notre Dame. So she brings a lot of experience, wisdom, and leadership to this team. She's going to have to find a way to stay on the court.
Won a conference championship, won a tournament championship. She's done it all in the ACC and brings that experience, and a foul called the other way on FIU. It's whistled on Diata.
Head third foul on number 21, Vijay Diata. Her third, team's third.
Hurricanes are finding their way in this second quarter. It's Miami up by 8. That big 8-0 burst to start this quarter. The freshman Harmon at the line. Second trip today. She's a perfect 3 of 3. A lot of talent all over this Miami roster. A lot of new faces, so the fans might not know who they are yet, but they'll know them by the time this season is done.
They know when the ball goes in the basket and who to cheer for. And, you know, the players really engage with the fans after the game. And so I know that this culture is going to be a culture of engagement, trying to get butts in the seats.
Missed everything on the 3 from Flita Robles. You mentioned the attendance factor. because obviously the growth of women's basketball has been tremendous the last couple of years, and there's obviously more to do. And Katie Meyer did a great job from when she got here to build up that strong fan base, and that's something Trisha Cullop prides herself on as well. She felt like she did an awesome job of that at Toledo.
Absolutely. I know that Katie Meyer has still been a constant, although she's not on the sideline, still very much involved in this program.
Roberts fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot two.
I can't understand how they fall so hard. I think I would still be on the floor.
Well, they got all the ice tubs, all the masseuses, whatever they need.
All the resources, right?
All the resources to take care of your body.
You know, my son wants me to play basketball with him, and I'm like, I think I need to warm up my knees first, do a little treatment.
You got a little more time on your hands now.
Yeah, but it won't be to play basketball. These knees and these feet and these joints, ooh.
Roberts, an empty trip at the line, but Miami will get a second chance. Shots not falling for FIU as of late, just 1 of 7. Hurricanes looking to capitalize. Abis on the baseline, she stepped on the end. It's probably nothing more frustrating than that, Tamara, huh?
Yeah, especially when you're in the middle of a move. You kind of run out of real estate.
And what went from an up-tempo game are starting to meet the officials a little more tonight.
I think for FIU, the benefit for them will be to slow down the game. Not have Miami run so much. Stop the fast break and the transition points. In order to do that, they're going to have some quality shots.
Roberts, I don't even know if she took it away. It was passed right to her. Goes down the other way, and she's fouled once again.
They're going to need iced up for her at halftime.
I'm convinced our great production crew just rolled a replay like twice, and it's the same thing, because she hit the deck once again on the layup attempt.
It was probably her third time. She's a ball of muscle. She'll be all right.
Her third trip to the line tonight. We did not jinx her earlier. She did miss the last two, so now I think the broadcaster's jinx is clear. And Roberts up to 7 points. Second try, in and out. Rare missed shots at the charity stripe for Jasmine Roberts. And again, as a team, Miami 81.5% coming into this game. That's one of the best marks in the country. They're showing off their defense as well. Hilton thought about the three, instead drives down the lane and can't get it to roll in.
See, coach wants them to slow the ball down, run their offense, get good quality shots. Miami is just clogging up the lane. So the only thing that's kind of open is the shots from outside.
And FIU has not knocked down that shot thus far tonight, just 1 of 10.
Into the game for the Kings, number 5, Ahnay Adams.
FIU's gone a little cold in this quarter, just 25%, missed all 4 shots from deep. Turned it over 4 times in the last 2 minutes. It's given Miami its largest lead of the day. Rogers looks to answer to that. How about 14?
You cannot let her breathe with the ball because it's going up. And it's most likely going in.
That quick trigger, that quick release, a quick bucket. She's got a couple of threes, and Miami up by a couple of touchdowns. Not to boo in the post. Another giveaway. Here's another look at Darrione Rogers. And what a pretty feed from Lamaya Hilton. That'll go unnoticed. Rogers will get the credit, but a no-look pass from Hilton.
Very unselfish. And when you look at this second quarter, the difference in the game, it happened not to be. And how active she was in the first quarter on the offensive rebound. She had 4 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. She's yet to have one. She drew a lot of fouls in the first quarter. She hasn't really done that. And you would think maybe some fatigue of her having to play so many minutes is getting to her a little bit.
Almost 20 minutes gone here at the Watsco Center. It was all FIU early. It's been all Miami in the second quarter. Hurricanes looking to add more, and too much on that pass from Harmon. Little too much mustard.
FIU has turned the ball over, if I'm not mistaken, almost 9 times in this quarter.
They've got 6 turnovers in the last 3 minutes alone. That is not a recipe for success. Looking to clean things up in the final minute of the first half. And another takeaway for Miami, another turnover for FIU. And they're going to call a foul on the Panthers. It's Ahnay who's called for the foul, and Miami will head to the line. What do you make of that call, Tamara?
I'm going to watch it on the replay. Seems like both. It's a basketball play, in my opinion. It's a 50-50 call. It can go either way. If I'm reffing, I probably wouldn't blow my whistle.
You'd let them play.
I would absolutely let them play. But Adams has a very unique ability to draw fouls. She's constantly drawing charges. She knows how to use her body and to sell the foul, and it gets her to the free throw line.
Well, I know one person that does agree with you is Jessica Burks-Wiley. She did not think that was a foul. The FIU bench didn't think it was a foul. The only people that matter tonight making the calls are the refs on the court. They called it a foul, and it has Miami up by 16. Its largest lead of the night. And those FIU turnovers adding up. 7 in the last 3.5 minutes. James a 3. How many times have you heard that one in this building?
Too many to count. But they needed that. They needed to stop the bleeding. They need something good. They needed something good to happen going into halftime so they could regroup, refocus, and work on a game plan. The game plan cannot be to allow Rogers to shoot that corner ball. That is her spot. That is her shot.
She's almost automatic from deep. She's missed a couple times tonight, which is rare.
And she's upset about it.
And she's upset about it, but she's got plenty of game left. There's not a lot of time in this first half. Robles, as the timer winds down, does not get it to go down. As we get the second half rolling. Roberts off the set play, looking for Williams, and FIU somehow keeps it in bounds. What a play by Atkins.
Similar to how FIU started this game.
Team foul number 24, Cameron Williams, third.
It was FIU that forced a lot of turnovers. They got out to a 7-0 run. And Miami chipped away, chipped away, chipped away. It was 19-19 after 1 quarter of play. And then, of course, quarter number 2, a whole different story. You mentioned it. Fleta Robles could be the catalyst for FIU in the second half. She's got the ball, finds Atkins. Atkins down the baseline, bounces it to James, missed everything, got her own miss, but Marshall, that post presence on the defensive end. She gives it away. It's Fantasia James, and she's fouled. And that's a big foul. That's number 3 on Natalia Marshall.
And that is limiting her ability to really impact the game from the Hurricanes' perspective. As you see, not a lot of trust to keep her out there this early with those fouls. Very important player to have on the court. So have to save her in the case that FIU surges with another run.
It's limited her to just 7 minutes thus far tonight. She's got 7 points in those 7 minutes, but she has been unable to stay on the floor, and FIU makes her pay with the first freebie at the line.
And what a heads-up play by James to know that I'm going to the basket against someone who's much taller than me, but the odds that I'm going to get fouled and that it's going to remove Natalia from the game, which will help FIU.
What a job James has done off the bench. 7 points in 8 minutes Provided a spark for FIU. They need a little more. They've gotten it back to 11. No-look feed from Cavender and the lane from Ahnay.
Cavender's IQ has increased play by play, game by game, and she has just become very, very difficult to guard because you never know what she's going to do. You know if she's going to penetrate. You don't know if she's going to shoot the ball. You don't know if she's going to have a little no-look pass. I mean, she can really do it all.
Atkins takes Rogers. Atkins can't get it to go. Haley Cavender the board. Cavender with a head of steam finds her twin sister Hannah, left it short. But a turnover once again for FIU. And we mentioned the basketball IQ for Haley Cavender. She knows how to score the basketball, but she also knows how to do that.
Absolutely, a little no-look dish. Knew that you draw two defenders, someone is open.
Coming off one of the best performances in Miami Hurricanes basketball history. She's only got 4 points tonight, but she's got 6 assists and 5 rebounds thus far. Abis throws it off the back of the arm of Atkins. Atkins the other way, and she gets fouled.
She has to finish that. That was going to be a call. That's a call. It has to be an N1. It's a little questionable, but I'm rocking with the refs.
Tamara James, team ref, always have been, right?
Especially when they call so many fouls for me.
You take care of the refs, they'll take care of you.
I mean, we're all human here. We're going to make some mistakes, and our perspectives are absolutely different.
Yep. Atkins splits the pair. She's got 8 points to go along with 5 rebounds. Roberts pulls it up, free throw line J, in and out, offensive board, Abis, the putback.
Rebounds, rebounds, rebounds is going to be the theme of the rest of this game. Turnovers and rebounds.
FIU dominated in those two aspects in the first few minutes, and then a complete 180. As Miami up by 14 here in the third quarter. Robles down low. Natabu. Turnaround, left it short. Haley Cavender the board. 3-on-2 for Miami. Haley down the lane. And an offensive foul.
Couple of bad breaks for Haley.
She can't believe that call. She certainly doesn't agree with it. Did Atkins sell it a little bit? What do you think, Tamara?
I think it's a 50-50 call in how the game is played now. They don't allow you to bang a lot. You know, when I was coming up, that would not be a foul call.
Atkins thought about the three, puts it on the deck. Atkins down the lane, can't get the bunny to go. Offensive board, and lays it in and lets out a scream.
And a collision on the floor, just hoping that everyone is okay. But what a spark plug Atkins has provided right here in the beginning of this third quarter. Offensive rebound makes Miami play 3 the hard way.
What a tough finish from Paris Atkins. It is already Miami's 5th foul of the quarter and only a little more than 2.5 minutes. That's going to send FIU to the line the rest of the quarter if there's fouls. And they're going to say the foul was not on the shot. It was obvious getting tangled up with Natabu. So Natabu, again with the 5 fouls, will shoot 2 at the line.
Very early in this third quarter, if FIU can manage this and just be aggressive, just dribbling and getting little touch fouls, they'll live at the free throw line. And I think they will question these 5 fouls because that is a little unheard of. I know that Cavender had a charge. I know that Cavender had a foul right there. I know we just had a foul here.
So the refs just getting on the same page with the official scorebook, making sure that all 5 fouls are there.
And bonus for sure.
So again, the basket was good. There was no foul on the shot. It was Abis and Natabu that got tangled up after the bucket went down. And again, with 5 fouls, it sends FIU to the line.
Very, very dangerous situation if you are Miami, because you won't play as aggressive defensively. And if you are FIU, this is your time to put the throttle to Miami with everything, coming off of screens, dribbling down the court, just getting cheap fouls, because every touch now, you're going to the free throw line.
It's been a place where Miami has thrived this season. FIU 6 of 10 thus far tonight. The 6'4" senior, Natabu, too strong on the second attempt. And a foul called on FIU and over the back on Rodriguez.
And first foul on number 1, student Valero Rodriguez, her second, he's first.
Let's see how Miami responds.
Hurricanes still holding on to an 11-point lead. But you mentioned it, the rest of this quarter, foul trouble could play a part. FIU switches to a zone defensively. Haley Cavender finds Hannah Cavender. Hannah bounces to Haley. Haley with 7, finds Hannah in the corner. Can't get the roll, an offensive board for Jasmine Roberts. Finds Hannah Cavender again. She'll try it. Left it short. And an offensive board for Haley. She's able to keep it alive. Not 1 chance, not 2, but make it 3 for Miami on this possession. Hannah Cavender down the baseline, finds Rogers. Quick trigger. No good. An offensive board, Jasmine Roberts. If it doesn't go the first time, doesn't go the second time, doesn't go the third time, it still counts as 2.
I'd sub all 5 out. There is no way Miami gets that amount of offensive rebounds. Rebounding is just effort. And if FIU is just not playing desperate on the defensive end.
Kickball.
Ball on Paris Atkins. Miami will get the basketball. And it was a lot of quick offensive rebounds for FIU in the first few minutes, but that was 3 on 1 possession.
Gotta put a body on this very talented Miami team. FIU is lucky that they did not make them play with the Cavender twins shooting, and especially with Rogers with a wide open 3 awareness.
Abis in the corner, bounces it to Rogers, down low, and FIU clears. It's Diop. And now a foul called away from the basketball on Natabu.
I don't think she can control her size, so it's one of those things where her size can work against her.
6'4", trying to back down Abis for position. Maybe bumped her a little too much. It's been more of Daniela Abis tonight with Natalia Marshall in foul trouble. She's done a pretty good job since she's been called into action on Natabu. Rogers from 3, too strong. Roberts the board. Haley to Hannah. Hannah Cavender back to Haley. The triple try, too strong. Another offensive rebound for Miami. The story continues.
Jasmine Roberts keeping the game alive, the possession alive for Miami.
Haley Cavender from the corner, off the side of the backboard, and Robles corrals it. And now it's poked away. Miami tenacious, fighting for every loose ball.
This is just sloppy from both ends. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a timeout coming.
Well, looks like Trisha Cullop wants a timeout here at the under 5 mark. Miami up by 13 here in the 3rd quarter.
You have just won Sebastian's relay race. Congratulations and go Canes!
It might be a battle of the 305, a backyard battle, but it's been a battle on the boards tonight, Tamara. And a big key for the Hurricanes in this third quarter has been Jasmine Roberts doing a lot of the dirty work.
And that's typically her game. She's always been the person that is extending the possession. She's always active on the glass, moving without the basketball, being that constant that Miami needs, that senior leadership, 9 points, 8 rebounds, keeping Miami in this game.
One of the few returners on the squad, one of just 3 players left on the roster from that Elite 8 run a couple of years ago. She has been a staple of this program over the last 4 years.
And back to man-to-man.
Back to man-to-man after FIU went to the zone to start this second half. It's into the corner. A triple try from Roberts, in and out, and Atkins the board. She's been the catalyst for FIU tonight. The only player thus far in double figures. Robles from 3, left it short. And a battle for the loose ball, and FIU comes away with it. Diana bounces it back to Atkins as the Panthers reset.
FIU hasn't really taken advantage of Miami having 5 fouls very early in this game.
Robles called for the traveling violation. Another turnover for FIU. Make it their 18th of the night. And you mentioned those 5 fouls in this third quarter for Miami. It sent FIU to the line with about 7 and change on the clock. Hasn't been a foul since. Haley Cavender from deep. Miami can't get the triple tries to go. Just 3 of 18 from distance. Robles denied entry into the post. Numbers for Miami. Haley Cavender down the lane, and she's fouled.
The block was clean, but the body was not.
And
Miami's had a lot of production from their bench. 20 points off the bench for Miami, which allows Coach Cullup to go deeper into her bench, have more substitutions, fresher legs, and wear out this FIU team.
It's been 6 from Rogers and Abis, the 2 transfers, 4 from Adams and Harmon, the 2 freshmen. Haley Cavender knocks down both as the freshman Harmon comes back on. It's been a quiet night for Haley in the scoring column after having 31 against Florida the last time out. She's got 6, but it's to go along with 6 rebounds and 6 assists.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about having a team where everyone can chip in. You don't have to put everything on one player, but if need be, we know that she can fill it up.
Miami back up by 15. Atkins guarded by Haley Cavender. Lays it off to James. She tries from deep. Off the sideboard, an offensive rebound for Natabu. And it's like we're back in the first quarter again, Tamara James. The first offensive rebound for Natabu since the opening minutes.
That has been the game changer for FIU.
Roberts at the free throw line. Calls for a screen, gets it from Abis, and a foul called on James.
With that foul, both teams will be in the bonus if we have another foul.
It's 5 fouls on Miami, 4 on FIU in this third quarter. leads itself to a free throw shooting contest. You might think advantage Miami, given 81.5% coming into the night, and that's a traveling violation. Both these offenses have gone a little stagnant over the last few minutes. Miami, 1 of its last 10 from the floor, missed 6 straight shots. FIU, they've turned the ball over 4 times over the last 4.5.
FIU has tried to slow the game down just a little bit and get the ball inside. They know that is what was working for them. Natsubu just couldn't handle that pass.
She's played pretty much, it's felt like, the entire game. Natsubu now 27 minutes, so that confirms that. I don't even think she got a breather.
She got a short breather.
She got a short breather.
Very, very short. And then a timeout came and she was right back in it.
She's got 5 points and 6 rebounds, but Miami's contained her enough.
FIU back into the zone.
Haley Cavender right down the middle of it. Fight for the loose ball. FIU comes away. Robles bounces. Natsubu finishes. Rogers looking to answer right back. Can't get the lane to go. Natsubu tangled up with Cavender. Spits out to Abis, down to Rogers, and she flips it home.
Natsubu's slow to get up.
That ends the drought for Miami, puts them back up by a baker's dozen. Under 2 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Ball will stay here with FIU.
Time on the board, first ball, time on the second half. Media timeout.
30-second timeout called. Turns into immediate timeout with the Hurricanes up by 13. Thank you.
It's now time for tonight's decision of the game.
So Jazz has only had 1 career double-double. I want to say Haley's had 3 or 4 triple-doubles in her career.
Kings fans, your Miami men's basketball team will be back at the Watsco Center Saturday, November 30th at 2 o'clock p.m. against Charleston Southern. Don't miss out on the fun. Get your tickets now at MiamiHurricanes.com.
Kings fans, you hear the music. It is time for none other than the Sebastian Dance Cam. Please see the girls.
FIU trying to figure out how to claw their way back. They've got a 13-point hole here at the Watsco Center. Miami has held serve in this third quarter as things have gotten a little sloppier at times here in the second half. Tamara, what do you think both these teams are going to try and clean up as we head into the final frame?
I think Miami has to, again, do a better job with having a body on Natabu. She is the catalyst of the changes that are happening in the ebbs and flows of the game. And so if they can contain her, I think Miami has easy selling. And with FIU, they have to be aggressive and get to the basket. When they stop Miami, when they get to the free throw line and they slow down the game, they have much more success.
FIU with 15 on the timer. Atkins with the basketball in her hands. Lone player tonight in double figures. Looking for Robles and Harmon's, rather check that, Hilton is all over it.
Such a long body Hilton has, the ability to stretch. I call her go-go gadget. She has those go-go gadget arms.
2 on the timer, 1. Robles chucks it up, misses everything, and a shot clock violation.
Shot clock violation. Game basketball.
Not the possession FIU was looking for out of the timeout. And they go back to this zone look with Rogers trying to put a body on Natabu. Haley Cavender, corner pocket, too strong. Hilton runs out of real estate.
Not the game from the arc that she is used to, but as a shooter, you have games that's like that.
Not the game Miami has hoped for from beyond the arc as a team. Just 3 of 19 are the Hurricanes from deep.
None of those 3 comes from the Cavender twins, which is very rare.
Natabu to Robles. Robles, timer down to 10, bounces it back door. Diata can't get the first one to go, can't get the second one to go, and Rogers is all over it. But a 24-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Hilton from 3, nothing but net. Lamaya Hilton from deep. Miami up by 16.
Big shot from Lamaya Hilton. We just said how Miami was struggling from the three-point line. And I think Lamaya heard you and say, not so quick.
You mentioned Inspector Gadget. She breaks out the scoring tool there. She's in the scoring column. Miami just their 4th triple tonight. Abis pokes it away. Daniela Abis stops, pops, too strong. FIU with the basketball and the timer turned off. Robles elects not to slow it down. Kicks it out, Atkins from 3. In and out, and a board for Harmon. 10 left in the 3rd quarter. Bounces it to Haley Cavender, and she's fouled.
What a pass from Harmon. That court vision from a freshman. Left hand in transition, in stride. It's not easy to do.
Haley Cavender at the charity stripe. 6 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Maybe a little early to say triple-double watch, but it's certainly possible. She's got 3 in her career, all came her junior year. And she's unable to get the free throw to go. She's a little frustrated at the line.
You can see it, 3's not going. Usually a phenomenal free throw shooter, and just having trouble, just having one of those nights.
Splits the pair at the line, pushes Miami's lead to its largest margin of the night. Robles with 3. Robles, timer winding down, flips it up, and misses it all. It's a 17-point lead for Miami after 3 quarters of play here.
6 rebounds, or 7 points and 6 rebounds, and you know she's making her presence known, although it's not coming from the scoring column.
A chance at her 4th career triple-double if she has a big 4th quarter, and FIU with an early chance in this 4th quarter.
So we have a triple-double watch for Haley, and then we have a double-double watch from Jasmine Roberts.
Jazz has 9 points, 8 rebounds. Of course, on the other side, Paris Atkins a chance at a double-double. She's got 10 points, and 7 points.
Was that foul just on Marshall?
It was. That's a big foul, of course. That is foul number. We were so concerned about the double-double and triple-double watches. We missed the foul watch, which might be even more important. Natalia Marshall picks up a quick 4th.
She has not been able to get any continuity in this game because she has spent the majority of her time on the sidelines.
It's just been 7 minutes on the floor for Natalia Marshall tonight. She played 25 minutes in the Hurricanes' win against Florida the other night. Roberts finds the freshman, and she knocks it home. Ahnay Adams on the board.
Adams also has a bright future here with the Hurricanes. I like her tenacity, her hustle, her aggressiveness.
She's played just 5 minutes. She's got 7 points. Knocks down her first field goal, 4-4 at the line. And now a foul called on Jasmine Roberts. It was a theme in the 3rd quarter. 5 quick fouls for Miami. They then stopped fouling, but they've got 2 quick ones here. And one more look at the freshman, Ahnay Adams.
Miami has the ability for almost everyone to knock down a 3-point shot on the team. It's very difficult to guard when everyone can shoot.
The shots haven't fallen for the most part tonight, but when they do, it's dangerous. And Adams steals it, finds Hannah Cavender, and she's fouled.
Very quickly down the court goes Miami. FIU has to pick up in transition, but it's hard to pick up in transition when you turn the ball over at the 3-point line. It becomes a race.
That's where Miami's been most successful tonight, when they've gotten out and running. You mentioned the depth, the versatility of this Miami team. That's probably only going to lend itself to maybe some more running in the 4th quarter, as Hannah Cavender in the scoring column with that freebie. Now 10 of the 11 Hurricanes who have appeared tonight have scored. Hannah knocks down both, and Miami up by 20. It's the Hurricanes' largest lead of the night.
And at this point, you think if you are call up, you start to work on things that you would want to. Quick timeout.
And FIU calls a timeout. Didn't like the look of it. Miami up by 20. FIU wants to talk things over here in the 4th quarter at the Watsco Center.
It's time for the Kia drive to the basket. Kings fans, your Miami Hurricanes women's basketball team will be staying on the court for 10 minutes for our Hoops Hangout. Stick around and get to know some of your favorite players.
I'm gonna get Tinkerbell 3. I'm gonna get Tinkerbell A4. I'm gonna get Tigger
Paris Atkins, the leading scorer tonight, trying to keep FIU in this game. The Hurricanes have extended their lead to 20. But a timeout called by the Panthers, looking to try and just slowly chip away as time starts to work its way down. And a 5-second violation not going to help that effort.
As you mentioned earlier, if FIU is going to make a surge and a run and a momentum shift, it has to happen now or never.
It's do or die time for FIU. They're going to need to stop first. Ahnay Cavender down the lane. It opened up like the sea, and she lays it in.
It just looks so easy. It just looked effortless, as if, and absolutely nothing is going the way for FIU. They're getting into their heads a little bit. Their heads are hanging down a little bit. What an amazing seal by Williams and Cavender to know that she still have a free open layup.
An easy layup for Hannah as Miami extends its lead. On the other side, FIU, that was their 25th turnover of the night. That is not a recipe for success, Tamara. 25 turnovers.
I think there's a lot of takeaways of things that FIU can go back to the drawing board and work on. Definitely making cleaner passes and taking care of the ball.
Robles finds Rodriguez down the lane. Through contact, can't get it to go, but she's fouled.
That's the third Hurricanes foul.
This one's called on the freshman Adams. And that would be one way for FIU to work its way a little back, score with the timer not running.
Yep, Adams got caught with her hand in the cookie jar. But FIU has to realize and understand what the situation is on the court. And I'm not sure if they understand that being aggressive is it's good for them. It's a benefit for them.
Rodriguez knocks down both. You mentioned it, it's do or die time for FIU tonight. Under 8 to go, down by 20. They're gonna make something almost historic and crazy happen. Ahnay Cavender thought about the three, instead takes the jumper, and she's starting to heat up.
Like I said, we can't make it beyond the arc, take a couple steps in, and sometimes all you need to do is see one shot fall.
She's got 6 points in the quarter alone, and now an offensive foul.
So she does a great job of drawing offensive fouls. She probably has at least one every game.
And Adams gets the call, and the freshman's been a spark for Miami off the bench. Ahnay Cavender again, making 8 for the grad student. Not a single player for the Hurricanes in double figures, yet Miami has 65 points.
They're getting it done by committee, which is something that they're going to have to do when they meet more competitive teams. It can't just be one person.
Rodriguez can't answer. Cameron Williams the board. Ahnay Cavender's been the hot hand in this quarter.
Not something that you see often. Always see Haley. So it's a breath of fresh air when you see Hannah able to put the ball in the basket as well.
This time it's Ahnay Adams who's fouled on the way up.
Ahnay has been a spark plug off the bench. 7 points. Just a limited amount of minutes. She's made her time count.
4 of those 7 have come at the line in just 8 minutes off the bench. That'll earn you some more time. Get 5 shots at the line tonight for the freshman from Massachusetts. 3-time Gatorade Player of the Year. Stays perfect at the charity stripe.
If Cullop can keep this group together, I see the potential of this being a very special Miami team. With her ability to recruit, She has one of the top recruiting classes. She can just keep them together.
A lot of new faces in year one, but a chance to build something. And a timeout called by FIU before the basket. Jessica Burks-Wiley wants to talk things over again. Miami has gotten this lead out to 26. We'll be right back here in Coral Gables. FIU looking for an answer in this fourth quarter, but it might be a little too late, Tamara. And there's been so many different options for Miami. It hasn't necessarily been the same story all night. As of late, it's been Ahnay Adams and Hannah Cavender who have really provided that spark.
Well, in looking at the situation that's going on, Miami right now is 100% from every angle. They're 100% from the field goal, 100% from the three-point, 100% from the free throw. And then when you look at FIU, they are 0 for 1, 0 for 1. But they are getting the job done at the free throw line. If they could just get to the free throw line, they can chip at this lead. Not a lot of time left to do so.
That's going to be the tricky part. They're not just playing against Miami, they're playing against the time. Paris Atkins gets the inbounds, but Hilton was all over it. And Adams got in there and tied up, and it's Miami basketball.
Well, you can't chip into it if you don't have possession of the ball. And Miami has had a lot of tips, not just turnovers, but a lot of tips that have led to turnovers, that have led to ball tie-ups. Those 50-50 balls have gone Miami's way.
FIU putting some pressure on Miami as Rodriguez picks up Harmon the length of the floor. Harmon will just bring it all the way back out. The freshman to the veteran Williams. 10 left to shoot. Williams finds Adams. Timer down to 4. Adams down the lane, crisscross, can't get it to go, and a foul is called.
Miami back at the free throw line, and it is Adams again. Adams already with 9 points. She may be the first Hurricane off the bench in double figures.
She hasn't played too much tonight for Miami. Just 9 minutes off the bench. She's got 9 points, already a career high. Granted, of course, just her 4th collegiate game, but she has had things working for Miami. The freshman now in double figures, first player tonight wearing white to cross that 10-point mark.
And the second player combined with both teams in double figures.
It's been quite the performance from the freshman. In limited time, she stays perfect at the line. Now 8 points from the charity stripe, 8 of 8. And the Hurricanes up by 28. And it's been Miami's bench in this second half that has really propelled them to this massive advantage. Adams again takes it off the bounce. Adams can't get the lay-in to go. As Natabu clears.
Coach wants to slow it down and get a quality shot.
FIU hasn't scored in nearly 3 minutes. Down low to Natabu. Guarded by Williams, turn around. No good, Williams the board, but can't hold on.
Just slipped off of her. You know, I spoken with one of the coaches from Miami a few days ago, and they told me how slippery her hands and her jersey and everything is because she sweats a lot.
Rodriguez from the corner. And FIU ends the drought and knocks down the three. Rodriguez has 5 tonight, just the 3rd triple for the Panthers. And Harmon is fouled by James, and that'll send Miami to the line.
Miami started out with 3 quick fouls, and then FIU quickly caught up to that. And now we've seen things flip-flop. So now Miami can be aggressive. Now Miami can run the show the way they want to, because any little ticky-tack, they're going to the free throw line.
Harmon's been there 4 times tonight. She's knocked down all 4 attempts. Make it 5 of 5. And this is an area of strength for this Miami team. Entered tonight 81.5%. They're 21 of 25, make it 22 of 26. And if you send the Hurricanes to the line, they're going to make you pay. $27-point lead for Miami. Rodriguez takes Rogers. Adams almost had it, and she's called for the foul on an end one for Diana.
Fouls on number 5, Ahnay Adams, her 4th.
And the fouls, as we mentioned, ending up on both sides, but this time Diana able to work through the contact.
Again, now Adams in foul trouble, and that is her 4th. You know, the thing about being very aggressive defensively is that you take those risks of getting in foul trouble. But the awesome thing, if you are Coach Cullop, is that you have a deep bench to go to, and so you're not afraid to be aggressive because you have someone else to come and take the place.
Harmon quickly down the lane, quickly lays it in.
I really like Harmon's game.
A freshman from Patterson, New Jersey, 5-star recruit by ESPN. These freshmen are really filling it up tonight.
She's very strong and solid. I like how she pounds the ball and takes command. She's very poised and under control, and that's something that Miami definitely needs.
Natabu over Williams as the shots start to fall a little bit more for both of these teams.
Almost a little bit too late if you're FIU, but there are some takeaways that they can take from this game, right? They don't just come and take away. They look at how they performed second half of the 4th quarter and how they're able to get these types of plays in this game.
And Natabu says, not in my house. Wow. She's making her presence felt tonight.
You know, she's put it all out there. She's really sacrificed her body. She's done everything she could to get FIU in an opportunity to be competitive.
Natabu's played 36 minutes thus far. Came off the floor for a matter of just a few seconds before immediate timeout. Tamara, there's one thing we did not mention tonight, and we have to. It's Miami and FIU. You have a little bit of history when these two teams get together. The all-time scoring mark. Everyone knows it's Tamara James, men's or women's, in Miami basketball history. What most people probably don't know is that you set the all-time scoring mark against FIU.
Absolutely. Such a memorable moment. I will never forget. Our band sat on the far side of the court, and they counted down. They counted down for games until I reached that mark. And kudos for my teammate, Ahnay Adams, who was an analyst for the Miami Heat, who selflessly gave up an open layup so I can break the record.
You finished with 2,406 points in your career, most of any player, men or women, to play at Miami. It was 2,375 points that got you that record. At the 13:50 mark in the second half of that game on March 18th, 2006, you finished with 32 that night.
Oh, you're giving me a history lesson, 32?
Not too bad, right?
I miss it.
Rodriguez, the offensive board. With Miami up comfortably in the closing minutes. And a travel call.
Good disciplined defense from this Miami team.
That is turnover number 30 for FIU. You mentioned some of the takeaways. That's probably point of emphasis #1 for the Panthers moving into their next game.
Number 1 through 10. Take care of the ball. And kudos to Miami for withstanding that surge that FIU did when they first came out. They came out really strong. They came out really assertive. They took control of the game, and Miami was poised, and they just chipped at it. And when they got to their comfort zone, it was all gas, no brakes.
If you're just joining us, it was 7-0 FIU to start this thing off. You mentioned Miami chipped away. It was 19-19 after the first quarter, but it was the tail of the first 2 quarters that really turned this game. The Hurricanes outscored the Panthers 21-8 in that second frame. Rogers up and under move and kissed it off the window and in, and she's into double figures.
And all of a sudden, we were waiting for someone to get to double figures, and now we have 2.
Harmon picks her pocket. Harmon and Adams, 2-on-1. Adams can't hold on. Back to Aurora Almo, and she scores her first points as a Miami Hurricane.
Wow, what a special moment for her. We're talking about moments, her ability to get out there and just, Miami, they had nowhere to go, and they're selflessly passing the ball, and she was in the right place at the right time.
The redshirt freshman in the scoring column. All 11 Hurricanes who have played tonight have scored. Rogers looking to add to her total. Can't get the 3 to go.
Pickpocket.
Rogers off the window.
Now Rogers leading Miami with 12 points.
A 30-point lead, 12 from Rogers. As Miami has blown the doors off of this one. Still playing hard as we've reached the final 60 seconds here in Coral Gables. Rogers corrals. There's 45 seconds to go as the Hurricanes have grabbed hold of this lead. Miami, barring anything crazy happening in the last 38 seconds, will go to 4-0. FIU will drop to 1-3. And the Hurricanes will be back in action on Friday against Campbell. And a chance for Miami to continue the Tricia Cullop era on the right foot.
It's such a tough break for FIU, being, you know, understaffed on their basketball team, having some injuries, having that adversity, and just trying to fight through those growing pains.
Good season for FIU last year, 21-12 under Jessica Burks-Wiley, but tonight it was all Miami. The Hurricanes up by 28, and it'll stay right there as the freshman Leah Harmon dribbles it out. Miami wins the battle of the 305 as the Hurricanes pull away in the second half to win this thing